Hello, my name is Hayden or the Infinity, and I welcome you all to Hayden's Retro Video Arcade. This video will include a tour of the arcade and some of the history behind it. So we'll first start at the entrance of the arcade, and as you can see, the borders of the door are decorated very nicely with Pac-Man stickers. And then at the very top of the door, we can see a Pac-Man style arcade sign, which is very nice, and I bought it on vacation 2 months ago. Now that we're finished viewing the entrance, let's go inside. As we're coming inside the arcade, the first thing you'll notice as you look to your left, the arcade games you see here are on this little shelf, which is the main area of play, and that was my original goal, to see if I could make a miniaturized arcade within a shelf. Over to the side of the shelf, we can see an open sign, which actually turns on with the flick of the switch. Like that. Fun fact, I bought a lot of the arcade games that are in the shelf right here and the open sign off of Amazon. To note, these 3 arcade games, they don't run on battery, but everything else in here does, so they have to be turned off. But these 3 machines, they actually run on wires, which you can see going down this way and under the bed where there's a plug-in station. And the flooring of the arcade is actually a bit of tablecloth, and so I just kind of cut a bit of it off and then taped it down here. Looks really cool. Another thing about these 3 machines, they don't have to be picked up to play, but the rest of the games in the arcade can be. This handheld was originally my dad's, and since it has no backlit screen, that's why you have this flashlight up here in case you just want to play it down here like this. You don't want to pick it up, so you just turn it on. It lights up the screen really well, and you can play. A lot of great games down here in this main section, as you can see, and some of the arcade machines, like my arcade, they could be turned on like this, and then they have really good quality, and they are the NES ROMs. But then, these ones, like this Frogger one here, they're like the old style LCD technology of the 1980s. Turn that off. And so we got really good classic games. We got Galaga, Miss Pac-Man, Asteroids, yeah. And as you notice, we have 2 machines of Miss Pac-Man, and then actually 2 machines of Galaga. There's a small one up there and over there. And with Centipede, in the bigger section over there, there's another Centipede machine. The reason we have that is so that 2 people can play the same game, basically. If we go up this way, we can see there's a little merch section over here where you can get cups, like old video game cups, and packs of stickers. And we also have a miniature working pixel TV up here that displays pixel art, and you can work the TV and make your own kind of animations with the TV Divoom app on your phone, which is what the TV is called, as you can see. You notice, but there's also some really nice signage all around the arcade, as you can see. And then up there we have Hayden's Retro Video Arcade sign. And then also at the top on the ceiling of the arcade, there's a lot of nice old retro video game stickers, as you saw at the beginning. Then up top to the right, there's a little game section with some really tiny arcade machines. And pole position, this one up here, is actually the first racing game I have had in the arcade. We also got a food menu up here. So that's it for the little game section, and now we can go over to the big game section over here. There are only 2 machines, but they house a lot of games. First of all, the biggest one we got, Super Pac-Man. It's got 7 games total. Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Galaga, Galaxian, Dig Dug, and Pac-Land. Also, we have Galaga on this machine for 3 people who want to play the same game. And we got good old countertop Centipede, which can play 2 games, Centipede and Missile Command. I don't know about you, but this place is a whole lot cooler in the dark. If you want to, you could also have music in this little section over here, actually. If you want to, you could just find some good 80's music on your phone and then set it in back here where it won't show very much, but I'm filming with a phone right now, so I can't really do a demonstration. It all began sometime back in October of 2019, when my love for old video games was sparked by some YouTube video. In December of 2019, I got my first ever arcade machine, which was the tiny arcade Galaga. My most wanted Christmas gift was the NES Classic, which I received, and I still have. Sometime in the spring of 2020, we got the new bedroom shelf that we have now. Also around this time, my interests were switching from NES games to early 80s arcade games. So that's where I decided to make the arcade in the shelf as you saw before. But it was originally on the very top shelf instead of the fourth shelf, and it didn't include all 80s games. There were like some slot machine and a light game and other games that weren't video games. And so that's why come summer of 2020, I upgraded my arcade to total 80s arcade style, which is only video games. And then I basically just kept on expanding from there. And so, if I hadn't seen that YouTube video, none of this would have ever existed. And speaking of that YouTube video now, I actually remember what video it was, and I put the link to it in the description. And so that's all I've got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy the video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel.